Hi everyone. Today I will be recapping a movie about a fictional superhero character in the DC Comics universe titled Blue Beetle. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, thank you. In the desolate frozen wasteland, an expedition funded by Cord Industries and under the command of the seasoned mercenary Ignacio Carapax was already in progress. Suddenly, a helicopter touched down, carrying Victoria Cord, the CEO of Cord Industries and the overseer of this ambitious mining operation. Their primary mission is to unearth an elusive extraterrestrial relic known as the Scarab. This alien artifact was encased within an enormous frozen ice ball. Without wasting a moment, Victoria issued a direct order for the team to redouble their efforts. The following scene shifts to Palmera City, where Jaime Reyes, a recent college graduate, returns home to his family. Father Alberto, Mother Rocio, Sister Milagro, Uncle Rudy, and Nana. They catch up, and Jaime learns about the challenges his family faced in his absence. Cord Industries' new projects are negatively impacting their hometown, causing Alberto's business to suffer and putting their home at risk. Alberto's health issues add to the family's worries. On the roof of their family home, Jaime tells his sister and promises her that with his new qualifications, he will get a high-profile job and secure his family's future. Despite his qualifications, Jaime struggles to secure a job to support them. Milagro helps him land a cleaning job at Victoria Cord's mansion. Meanwhile, Victoria deals with her niece, Jenny Cord, who is concerned about the reactivation of a shelved superpolice technology called the One-Man Army Corps, OMAC. Victoria plans to sell this advanced tech to global powers. Jenny insists on halting the OMAC project, as her father, former CEO Ted Cord, had shifted the company away from weapons production. Jaime intervenes when he sees Victoria threaten Jenny. As Victoria departs, she informs Jaime and Milagro that they no longer have their jobs and need to seek employment elsewhere. Feeling remorseful, Jenny gives Jaime her contact number and invites him to visit Cord Tower, where she will arrange a new job for him, arranged as a token of appreciation. Jaime arrives at Cord Tower feeling anxious. He approaches the front desk and explains that he's there to meet Jenny Cord. The receptionist instructs him to take a seat and wait. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the building, Jenny, disguised as a scientist, gains access to a secret room where she discovers Victoria's hidden power source. The Scarab. She quickly grabs it, hiding it inside a burger box. On the way out, one of the scientists raises the alarm telling security to lock down the building. Jaime spots her in the lobby and tries to catch up with her. As the alarm goes off, Jenny becomes anxious and hands Jaime the Scarab, concealed in a burger box. She instructs him to guard it but warns him never to touch or even gaze at it. Jaime agrees and hastily departs, heading back home. His family persuades him to open the box, and they examine the peculiar statuette. To their surprise, as soon as it's picked up, the Scarab springs to life. Suddenly, the Scarab leaps onto Jaime's face, crawling across his body, causing panic among his family as Jaime lets out a scream. The Scarab emits pulses of electricity as it attempts to bond with him, ultimately positioning itself inside Jaime's body, firmly attached to his back, and creating a full-body suit that covers him entirely. While the Scarab gradually assumes control of his entire body, it propels him through his roof and soars to such great heights that it carries him into orbit. Then, unexpectedly, it begins to descend rapidly, causing Jaime to fear for his life. However, it safely lands him as the suit undergoes flight testing. It places him in the midst of a bustling street where an approaching bus collides with Jaime. Fortunately, the suit activates its defensive mode, shielding its operator and slicing the bus in half. Stunned by what just happened, Jaime apologizes to everyone when all of a sudden the suit takes off, taking him back home. In his desperation to remove the Scarab, Jaime resolves to locate Jenny and seek answers. He discovers Jenny evading armed enforcers and assists her in escaping. Victoria's henchmen open fire on the truck, causing Jaime to make a quick getaway. Jenny then tells him that she had knowledge of the Scarab, as it had been in her father's possession in the past. However, she was unaware that it would bond with Jaime since it is a sentient being and selects its own host. Their best chance of removing it might be within her father's vault, but they require a digital key stored at Cord Industries. Rudy decides to accompany them and has a plan on how to bypass Cord's security. He activates a homemade jamming device to disrupt the surveillance cameras while Jaime and Jenny infiltrate the facility to steal the key, which happens to be a smartwatch. Jenny tells Jaime that Victoria is Ted's eldest sister, but their father left the company to Ted, leading to Victoria's bitterness. As Jenny and Jaime make their way with the smartwatch, they are confronted by Carapax, who attacks Jenny, but the Scarab activates its suit to protect them. Carapax, who is also a prototype of the OMAC suit, activates his. Being the first of its kind, the OMAC is a powerful prototype not yet fully functional. The two then engage in a challenging fight. The Scarab proposes to assume complete control over Jaime's body, and showcases the suit's ability to manifest various weapons instantly. Nevertheless, Jaime prevents the Scarab from killing Ignacio. This act allows Ignacio to overpower Jaime, almost fatally injuring him. However, Rudy and Jenny drive into Carapax with the jamming device, enabling them to rescue the injured Jaime. During the journey, Jaime discloses that the Scarab is named Khaji-Da, a realization he had when it briefly merged with his consciousness after taking control of his body. They proceed to Jenny's father's former mansion, and with the smartwatch, she grants them access to a concealed underground hideout, resembling that of a bat cave, where Jenny's father Ted operated as the superhero Blue Beetle. Ted had possession of the Scarab, which he identified as some kind of alien superweapon. However, it opted not to bond with him, so Ted devised his own gadgets and suit from the ground up. Rudy embarks on hacking into Ted's computer, while Jamie and Jenny make their way upstairs, leading to a conversation between him and Jenny. Jenny reveals that her mother had been the inspiration behind her father's decision to become a hero and revitalize the company. However, after her mother's passing, Ted grew distant and consumed by his obsessions. One day he disappeared, never to return. Jenny says how she admires Jaime's close family ties, and they share an almost kiss until Rudy interrupts them with news of successfully breaking into the computer. On Ted's computer, Rudy discovers that the Scarab had previously bonded with someone else, and this connection was used to develop the prototype OMAC suit. However, the project was terminated before it was completed. Rudy also says that once the Scarab selects its host, it integrates with them at a cellular level and strives to safeguard the host. Jaime then asks, what is the best way of removing the Scarab? But regrettably, Rudy says that the only means of removing the Scarab is by ending the host's life. Jaime feels disheartened, prompting Rudy to engage him in a conversation outdoors. Rudy offers words of encouragement, suggesting that perhaps the Scarab is more of a gift than a curse. They spot Victoria's helicopter heading towards the Reyes' residence, prompting Jaime to rush back. An army of enforcers under Victoria's command invades the Reyes' home, interrogating the family about Jaime's whereabouts and setting the house ablaze. Jaime returns, and the suit proves resilient against their assaults. However, they start targeting his family members. Jaime manages to defeat most of the soldiers, but Alberto and Milagro are cornered by one soldier, while Victoria and Carapax prepare a specialized weapon. Jaime and Khaji-Da eliminate the soldier, but Alberto suffers a heart attack. This distraction allows Carapax to ensnare Jaime with an electrified claw, rendering him powerless. Carapax abducts Jaime, and his father sadly passes away before the ambulance arrives. The following morning, Nana provides encouragement to Rocio, Milagro, and Rudy, urging them to temporarily put their grief aside and concentrate on rescuing Jaime. Jenny offers her assistance and guides them to her former home, where she acquaints them with the impressive gadgets her father had crafted for himself. Nana becomes familiar with the weaponry, hinting at her past life as a revolutionary. As they equip themselves, Jenny leads them to her father's remarkable creation, the Big Blue Beetle bug ship, an armored airship. Together, they embark on a mission to plan Jaime's rescue. Jaime finds himself imprisoned within an ancient island fortress located near Cuba, which serves as the development site for the OMAC project. Victoria's sinister scheme involves downloading the Scarab's code into the neural systems of OMAC and replicating it to create an army of super soldiers, with little regard for the high risk it poses to Jaime's life. Despite her lead scientist's suggestion to keep the host alive for potential insights from the Scarab, Victoria insists on initiating the process to extract the Scarab's code and transfer it to Carapax. In the meantime, Jenny guides the Reyes family to the island. The family lands the ship under intense enemy fire, transforming it into a mobile tank-like vehicle and plowing through the lines of enforcers. Milagro accompanies Jenny into the complex network of tunnels to locate her missing brother. To evade the guards, they slip into a side chamber, only to discover that Victoria has already assembled a vast army of dormant OMAC units, eagerly awaiting hosts, all powered by the Scarab. In the laboratory, Jaime undergoes excruciating pain during the code download, with his vital organs beginning to fail. As he loses consciousness, he experiences a vision of Alberto, who urges him to embrace his destiny and accept the Scarab rather than resist it. Jaime bids farewell to his father and reaches out to Khaji-Da, while Jenny and Milagro set explosive charges on the generator. Jaime successfully integrates with the Scarab at the moment the explosives detonate, halting the extraction process. However, Carapax's OMAC suit is fully powered and operational. Jaime manages to break free from his restraints, but the Scarab requires a reboot. Aiding him is the scientist, though he tragically falls victim to Carapax in his newly enhanced suit. Jaime makes a run for it but is cornered by soldiers. Nana intervenes, skillfully handling a machine gun. As Jaime and Nana make their way back to the ship, Jaime realizes that Jenny and Milagro are still missing. Jaime ventures back in with Rudy to find them. Milagro is under heavy fire, but Jaime arrives just in the nick of time to rescue her. Now in perfect symbiosis with the Scarab, he effortlessly dispatches the soldiers and rescues his sister. However, he crosses paths with Carapax, resulting in an intense battle. In their relentless battle, Jaime finds himself increasingly overwhelmed by the might of Carapax's armor. The battle rages on for an extended period, during which the Scarab showcases its array of weapons. However, Carapax, fueled by the same energy source and driven by fury, consistently prevails over Jaime in every combat scenario. Despite his best efforts, he reaches his limits, and the Scarab can no longer shield him. Just as Carapax is poised to deliver a potentially fatal blow to Jaime, Rudy reappears, hurling coconuts at Carapax to divert his attention. This distraction proves effective, but Carapax retaliates by launching a rocket at Rudy. Enraged by this turn of events, Jaime fights with even greater determination, ultimately overpowering Carapax. While aboard the helicopter, Victoria informs Jenny that she no longer requires Carapax, as she possesses all the necessary data from the Scarab on her phone to create more OMACs. In response, Jenny deploys a unique expanding gun, causing the helicopter to crash. Jaime, fueled by the desire for vengeance against Carapax for what happened to his father and uncle, is abruptly halted by the Scarab. Having developed a sense of compassion through merging with Jaime, the Scarab shares what it glimpsed during a brief download into Ignacio's mind. It reveals Ignacio's tragic past as a child soldier, forcibly conscripted at a young age. The Scarab showcases how Victoria found him and subjected him to the OMAC project, narrating the harrowing loss of his mother, due to a random and senseless bomb attack. This glimpse into Ignacio's history prompts Jaime to feel empathy for him, leading him to spare Ignacio's life. Jenny smashes the duplicated Scarab code, prompting Victoria to command Carapax to eliminate them. Unexpectedly, Carapax rebels against Victoria, blaming her for turning him into a monster, while the rest of the group makes their getaway. Carapax, in an act of defiance, pushes his suit to the limit, causing a catastrophic explosion that engulfs Victoria, the fortress, and all the OMAC units. Back at the Reyes family home, they mourn the loss of Alberto, finding solace in the support of their community. Jenny assumes the role of CEO at Cord Industries, pledging to honor her father's memory. She generously provides Rudy with a new truck and assures them that her company will oversee the reconstruction of the Reyes home. Jenny mentions her intention to visit her father's mansion, and Jaime offers to transport her there. As they part ways, they share a heartfelt kiss.